The competitive differentiation in Formula One today is fractions of percent, it's fractions of a second. Therefore, you can't rely on seat of the pants judgment. You've got to have data, you've got to analyse that data, you've got to make good decisions based upon it.
We often talk about how much is the driver worth. 10, 15, 20%? That could be the case in Formula One because the cars are so technologically driven. But at the end of the day, a guy's got to go out there and perform. The car's got to tell him the right things. He's got to feel where the car's at and he's got to feel secure. And that's the job of the engineers.
We're developing the car and the setup of the car to try and allow the driver to get as close as possible to that perfect lap.
Formula One is all about innovation. It's all about, I don't know how to do that, but I'll find out and I'll have it done by next week.
During the engineering development of the car, we have very complex mathematical models of every aspect of the car so that we can do a perfect lap, we can do a lap time simulation. Once we've done that once, we do it 6.5 million times to actually get a statistically relevant model of what we think the outcome of the race.
We understand the power of data processing. We live by data. We take decisions as a result of data. We harvest data, process it, and take action.
Mission Control is working real time, so we have all the data coming back from the circuit, and all the engineers here can talk to people and understand what's going on immediately. Before a race, we run a lot of simulations. That can be in the strategy area, where we're looking to see how best to play out the race, and also in the simulation field.
We use the simulator for 1 day, roughly, before every race. So that'll be a day with Checo, and firstly he'll have a chance to go drive around the next circuit, so whether that's Singapore or wherever, he'll drive around the circuit, get used to the layout and the corners, and then it's also a chance for me to experiment with some different setups, get some idea of how they'll behave. For me, understanding the data is not so much about looking at the data lines itself. You know, they do just look like wiggly lines on the face of it, but actually by relating them to each other and to the driver's comments, you build up a picture of what the car and the driver are doing, and by understanding that, you can then look to see how you can improve the car or help the driver change his lines and look for that ultimate perfect lap.
Principally, the main performance differentiator on the cars is aerodynamics, and we'll start by doing some research in CFD, so computational fluid dynamics, using the wind tunnel to measure the downforce, the load generated by the aerodynamic components on the car. We'll then try out various different components, select those that we like, and take those forward into design.
The way to get the best out of yourself and the best out of the car, working as closely as you can with your engineers, having that good rapport, good relationship, good understanding. You've got to remember that these guys haven't driven a Formula One car, so you've really got to feed them the information in the correct way. Very important to have that good rapport with your engineer and good understanding between you two.
The perfect lap from an engineering point of view is optimization. It's optimization of the data from aerodynamics, the data from the tyres, making sure those trajectories around the corners are as perfect as they can be. We've given him what we think is theoretically the best for that day, for that car, for that condition. Whether it's raining or sunny, we've set the car up for the maximum. The rest is up to him.